Hey YouTube, Hambo down here at the table again, along with the self-proclaimed savior of free chickens everywhere, otherwise known to mere mortals like you and me as Captain Fred. It's getting weirder every day. Anyway, I wanted to do a very special thank you and shout out to my good friend Gavkoo. You guys know him. You've seen his work. Many of you have been lucky enough to own some of his work through special requests and some of the contests he's done. If you've been watching his channel for a while, you know what kind of skill and gift this man has. And I am quickly becoming his #1 fan. I sent my K-bar warthog off to him. He did a very special video on how he made this sheath. I got it back today along with some other stuff that I'm going to show you that he customized for me. And this has got to be the most amazing setup I've ever seen. This sheath is absolutely perfect. Dual retention patterns. You can do it horizontally or vertically through the loop. It holds the knife perfectly. You're all familiar with this. By the way, we've officially named this the Beast. The Warthog is now called simply the Beast, and it shall be known as such for the rest of the time I own it. But anyway, he sent the sheath, and after having looked at one of his videos, I went through the pile, and believe me, there are a few of them, and I found one of my Condor clones of a Maxpedition H1 waist pack. If you haven't seen these are really excellent packs. I'm going to turn this around so you can see it a little better. It's designed as a waist pack. It's got 3 or 4 different storage areas. First of all, it is vinyl lined on the inside to protect against moisture. It's not waterproof by any means, but it is moisture guarded. It's got a very wide accordion pouch on the front, along with a buckle, and also a zipper on the front flap. And then it's got the main compartment, which is also just cavernous. It's huge. And this is going to be the loadout knife and basic supplies pack. I can just strap this on. Basic first aid, some basic survival stuff, sharpening, fire starting, flashlight, maybe a spare ammo clip. But anyway, it'll all go in here. And I want to thank Gavkoo again for his idea on doing that with his sheath that he had shown earlier. But anyway, that's the Beast, and it's just absolutely amazing. But that's not all. Let's put that over there. You may have seen also one of his videos. I sent him 3 folders. I sent him my Gerber Metolus. I sent him my K-bar K2 Gila, and also my Pride and Joy, my first generation, I think, K-bar, excuse me, not K-bar, Cold Steel AK-47. And I said, play around with it, see what you can get as far as ideas for making sheaths for these, even if for nothing else but then to just protect them while I'm carrying them in other devices. And this is what he came up with. Absolutely incredible stuff. These things, as you would expect, fit like gloves. They retain very well. I've asked Gav, when he does stuff for me at least, to start putting his logo on all of his sheaths, because it's cool, and I think any artist of his quality deserves to sign his work so they know who did it. So that's great. The K2 fits great. Same thing with the Metolus. And I'll tell you, I'm really blown away by the AK-47. I know of no one else who's ever done a Kydex sheath. I'm actually going to work out the paracord wrap for this to hold it on the belt, and when I do that, I'll do another video. But this thing just works tremendously. Just pull it straight out. Knife is fine, intact. Then you want to pop it back in, you just bring it straight down from the top, and it clips in, and it is in there. It's just, I've never seen a sheath like this for folders, and it really does amazingly well. I'm very, very excited about this. I'm definitely going to put this through its paces. And then I had this Benchmark neck knife. Now this was kind of a cool design because it had the clip on one end, so you could hang it from a belt loop or a pack loop or whatever. Plus, it also had a very strong pocket clip right there, so you could carry this vertically on a belt in your pocket. You could hang it off a belt loop. A number of different ways to carry it, but unfortunately, when it came from the factory, as I showed on video, this thing fell right out. So I sent it to Gav. I said, look, can you figure out a way, because I like the sheath, is there a way we can simply increase the tension on this so it holds the blade? And of course you can see he did that. Still is a very simple pull. Pulls out with no problem. Look at this. I love this blade, chisel point. That is just one raw hunk of steel. Now, you know, again, with paws my size, the smaller blades don't work, but this is the other thing. I asked him to put scales on it, and we talked about it. And before it was just the basic tang. That was it, just a flat piece of metal. If you go back to my earlier video on this, you'll see it. But what he did was he took his glow-in-the-dark material and fashioned me a very, very comfortable set of scales with just the right amount of grip on it. He sanded them down so they're not smooth. And I'll tell you what, the difference is absolutely incredible. It's a completely different knife. I mean, it was good before, but what he's done with these scales and the knife itself is just absolutely amazing. Every time I see something that he does, it just gets better and better. I am very, very appreciative of this, but he wasn't done yet. After everything I sent him, and I'm still going to send him because he gets my BK2 leaving out of here tomorrow, and he's going to do something with that, so we'll check that out, see how he does, judging from what he did with the Beast. I can hardly wait. But anyway, there's that. And then I dug around. He said, I put a little something extra in there just to see how you like it. And what did I find but his Myerco Besh Wedge. Now, if you go back through Gavkoo's videos, you'll see that he does a talk about this, and he wasn't really impressed with it. Between the metal quality and the edge that was on there, he really, it was a wedge design, but he wasn't really happy with it. This is the sheath that it came with. It's not one of his. As you can tell, it's just kind of basic. As a matter of fact, it's very similar to the benchmark. But when you pull this out of the sheath, okay, very simply, just put a little paracord on it. When you pull it out of the sheath, it's a completely new knife. Go back and find the video where this was originally, and then look at what he did. That is a full concave grind. Do you believe that? Look at the edge on that blade. I'm just going to let the light play off it again. That is just a wicked grind. He emailed me that it took him over 30 minutes to do this, and I'll tell you what, I believe every second he spent on it, because this is just an absolutely incredible feeling blade. Razor sharp, and just it changes the whole attitude. But he wasn't done yet. Turn it over. As you remember, the wedge had the line on the top. Well, he concaved this too. Not only the main blade, the main edge I should say, but he turned it around and made this a wicked little cutter too. So you've got two opposing grinds, two different edges. This thing is just sick. I'm not, the cop tool I carry on a day-to-day basis, and ever since he worked on that with the new sheath, it's been an incredible thing when I can actually get it away from various firefighters and paramedics that have appropriated it because they want to play with it. But I'll tell you what, I've never been a huge fan of neck knives, but after what Gav did for my two Gerbers, the Basic and the Epic, both of which would now make excellent neck knives, and then seeing what he did with the Benchmark here, okay, and now this, I'll tell you, I am going to work up a lanyard for this. This is too good to leave around the house. There are some knives you have that are just too good not to carry. And yeah, the steel may be still inferior to some people's taste, but the jimping is incredible. It's very comfortable in the hand. It doesn't need scales. I like it just the way it is. And I'm just so psyched about the work he did on this concave edge. It's just amazing. So we're going to EDC this. But anyway, I just wanted to again do a big thank you to a man that is a real treasure in our little group of crazies, and I know you all think the same. By the way, a reminder, if you still want to enter the contest that ends tomorrow for the first aid kits, please get your video responses in. Again, just want to see what you're doing for first aid. The way we're going to do this is, since I'm getting so many good responses and I've only got a limited number of prizes, what we're going to do is everybody that submits a VR is going to have their name put into Fred. Finally. And then we're going to pull the well, you can figure it out. But anyway, Fred's going to play a pivotal role in deciding who the winner is. So that'll happen early Wednesday morning, and we'll get that out. And thank you to everyone who entered. Thank you to everyone who responded. I hope it made a little bit of difference. I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing on the contest, so I'm really looking forward to how this is going to end out. Okay, be safe, everybody. We'll see you soon.